I know, right? Oh, you guys!
Yoga.
What's going on, kinfolk? Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, I have the beautiful Andrea and Messi, who you cannot see at the moment.
Come here. Come here.
He's just looking at us like,
no.
But today we're going to do the Q&A. So first I want to apologize for the picture. The quality and the lighting is not up to the standards that I prefer, but we got to roll with what we got. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I think we'll start off, should we do YouTube or Instagram?
Let's do Instagram, because I think you asked there first.
I did ask there first.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and start with Instagram and then answer your questions.
All right, so let's, oh wow, okay. Well, you guys straight to the point. Let's wait for some juicy ones until a little bit. So let's see. Head to toe beauty butters says, hi lovely ladies, my question is, are you as happy as you look? If so, keep doing what you're doing. It makes me smile seeing you so happy, content.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Are you as happy as you look?
I am as happy as I look.
I like it.
It's not that I don't have bad days, because I have bad days. But overall, like, I'm genuinely, like, my life is really, really great. And God just continues to bless me. So, yes, I would say I'm definitely as happy as I look. I'm glad I look happy.
Safi80 says, do you crush on the same movie stars or do you have different taste in men? Different.
Very, very
Completely
different. Well, for
different.
one thing, I don't really crush on movie stars like that. I've never been... I've never really been somebody who crushes on fame. I mean, I've had celebrity crushes in the past, but I don't, like, looks mean nothing to me. If you're, like, a super good looking guy, I'm like, well, I wonder what's running through your veins. I wonder what
I'm not that
diseases
deep. I'm like,
are
yeah.
flowing through your veins.
I like what I see, and that's all that matters at that point. I know I'm not going to get to know them, so I don't get into depth. I just focus on what it's seen. So
yeah, I don't really have celebrity crushes, but we do have very different tastes
in men, absolutely, yeah.
But I think that we find a lot of the, like, same guys attractive. It's just we wouldn't date.
Do we
them.
really?
Like, I would never date anybody like the type of guy you like.
Wouldn't date the guys that, except for I probably would have dated him.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
But no, yeah. I mean, I'm sure we can, like, see it. Like, sometimes I'd be like, oh, I think he's so hot. And she'd be like, he's alright.
He's alright.
And so when she's like, oh, I think he's banging or whatever, and I'd be like, yeah.
Do I ever say that?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
But I can see her taste, which is, like, different men. So, alright. Well, thank you for the question, Safi80. I hope I'm saying this right. Okay, so Grateful Beauty says, not a question for you and your friend, but for you. So this is for you.
Okay.
How's Travis and your dad doing after their surgeries?
Aw, thanks for asking. They're both doing really well. Travis is back to normal. I mean, the only thing, he's just a little bit sore, so he's just kind of taking it slow, easing back into working out. But other than that, he's amazing. My dad is doing much better. He's finally out of the hospital. He was in the hospital for over 2 weeks. And it's just been a long journey. Oh my gosh, it's just been such a long journey, very emotional. But I'm so happy to say, like, I actually just got off the phone with him before we started filming this, and he's doing really well. His body's functioning properly, hallelujah. So he will not have to go to the Mayo Clinic. If you watched, I think, one of the last vlogs that I did, or I don't remember which vlog it was, but
one of them.
Yeah, one of
Go back and
one of the recent
go back
vlogs.
and listen.
Yeah, watch them all. Just watch them all and subscribe. I talked about how he was saying that if his body doesn't start functioning properly, then he's going to have to go to the Mayo Clinic. So hallelujah, praise God, like a day or two later, it started. I think he just really needed to be home.
Yeah, that usually does the trick.
Yeah, so I'm so happy. Yeah, thank you for asking.
We'll start with some of the juicy ones. Model Inspired says, what does Andrea think about you moving in with your new boo? Okay.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't want to say I don't care. If it's what makes her happy and they both get along, I don't see why not. I know that a lot of you out there are going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so against God, and I'm totally for it. I personally don't see anything wrong with it. I think that, and I'm gonna get criticism for this, but I don't care. This is why I don't do YouTube, my own channel. So I don't really live by people's opinions of what I should or shouldn't do, because no one pays my bills and no one lives in no one, walks in my shoes. So what you see is like a glimpse of what real life is. So I think it's great. I think that they're both adults. They're both mature. They're both in love. And if that's what's working for them, I'm all for it. I don't judge it. If they would have decided that was not something they wanted to do, then that would have been fine. Each person to each his own. We're all entitled to our opinions, and we are entitled to disagree, but we are to respect what each other's. I know there's going to be people saying, "No, but God, that's not between you and God. It's between them and God, and they'll know what they know what it is, and if they have peace about it, it's nobody else's relationship but their own." So. That's what I think. Thank you for the question, Model Inspired. Okay, this one's a good one. I don't know how it says. Samja? Samja 13 says, what is the most important advice you will give each other? There's so many things. I
think the most important thing would be, no matter what, just make sure to keep God your priority. When times are good, praise God. Don't forget to give God glory. And then in the hard times, don't forget to rebuke the enemy, and just cling onto God's word and talk to God. I think that's the biggest thing, because everything else just kind of falls into place. Like Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So it that's like a motto. So I would say that would be the biggest advice.
Yeah, I feel like it will be the same. Just, I think that something with it is that goes back, but that's just how kind of I live. Do you, boo-boo. That's kind of, that's kind of my thing, and is like, again, my relationship with the Lord is my relationship with the Lord. I don't need anyone. So as long as you keep him first, whatever else makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting or getting out of, going out of your way to hurt anybody else, you're not mean spirit. Right. Do you, boo-boo, and don't worry about what anybody else does.
Yeah.
People are entitled to their opinions. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. So that's just me, though.
That's good.
But all right, it says Violet Star 18. Who is the most sensitive out of the two?
I'm just kidding. I'm definitely me.
And have you ever had a falling out? Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had probably one big fallout, I will think, where we kind of just did
it. When was that? Oh, when we lived in Bloomington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was but even then, it was we still had some sort of communication. It was just not as often as it is now. We have disagreements, and there's been times where we've needed time apart, but then we always find our way, sort of. And
then it's like, hey.
So, are you done with it? Okay, because I have to tell you this. So,
I do have to say, I am the most sensitive. I'm just a really emotional person, deeply emotional. But it's funny because, as the years go on, she gets a little bit more empathetic, because she'll not understand something that I'm going through, and then God will put God will position her to go through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, I understand what you mean now, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I have a hard time. I don't have a hard time being empathetic per se. I just have a hard time, for me, being emotionally, like, I can be absolutely devastated and I can still smile and like be around people and be like the happiest and wait until I get home to like fall apart. I've always done that. I don't know if that's
I don't know how.
I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I mean, I do. It's true. Like I have throughout the years, I definitely have my fair share of struggles that I have actually texted her and called her a couple of times. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't get it, and so it has opened my eyes in that. But even in that same sense, like, I'm sympathetic, but I'm still not. I don't break down in front of people that easy. Like,
this girl is so freaking like, if you only knew what she's been like, I don't even think she realizes the degree of the things that she's been through. Like, it's amazing, and I don't know how she fakes it. I don't know how she can like go in front of her family and smile, laugh, and pretend like she's not dying inside. I don't get that, because I wear my emotion. I can't function. True. I cannot function.
It is downhill. If she's emotionally,
it's a wrap
unavailable. Is like, okay, so we're gonna do this for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
got it.
Pretty much.
So that was a good question. So, Emery's Keeper. Emery's Keeper 927. How do you maintain a long distance friendship? We talk every single day.
Yeah.
Like, not a day goes by that we don't. Not on the phone. We text.
Yeah, we're not phone people.
No. Actually,
if she calls me, I know something's wrong, and no matter what I'm doing, if I'm able to, I will answer the phone and be like, "Are you okay?"
Same thing. Like, if she calls, like, sometimes there was one time that she called at night, and I was like, like, my heart was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, it was whatever. But we text throughout the entire day, like
every day,
every single day.
But I have to say, I feel like, we always have talked almost every day, for the most part. But it wasn't until you moved to Arizona.
Yeah, I think that's when.
I think everything was so new for her, and then we started using Glide.
Oh yeah,
and that's when we really.
That's what because Glide is really like so much faster than
it is.
It's not the phone. And it's faster than texting.
But so you can still have that connection of
it was that like perfect combination of like, I can say all of this in like, what was it, 5 minutes?
5 minutes. So
and then get it back and back and forth. So we did a lot of gliding.
We did a lot of gliding.
And I think it's just a matter of putting the effort. We're both good at maintaining the friendships that we care for. We do go the extra mile. I will say she's better at this than I am. Like, if I give, and eventually I'm not getting back, you're done. Like, I'm not trying anymore. She will stick around for a lot longer. I will
literally give it my all.
Yeah.
But then when I'm done, I'm for real done. Like, I literally gave it everything I got. If you're not reciprocating, it's a wrap. But yeah, honestly, like, I have some really quality friendships.
Yeah.
Very few. But Andrea is the only one that I talk to every day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think I have good friends. I have close friends from college and even high school that I still talk to. And then I've made friends here in Colorado that I'm pretty consistent communication. But yeah, Shanna is the one that I talk to every day. So, but yeah, that's the difference between her and I is I'm giving you 3 shots. 3 strikes, you're out. Like, I'm not trying. So I think it really is based on like both people wanting the same.
Yeah, but it also takes me a lot longer to allow somebody in.
That is true.
Like, I don't let people in my life like that. So if I do let you in, like, is kind of a big deal in my world. Like, not to sound like big-headed or anything, but if I do let somebody in, like,
you feel honored.
I mean, seriously, listen, I have high brick walls, okay?
I'm a little more relaxed in that. I like to be friends. Like, and if I like match personalities and like we enjoy things, I hang out with people. If I don't, then I don't even push it. So I'm a little more relaxed in that. I'm not.
Yeah. Like I'm like,
I guess
have the best time in the world and be like, we should be friends. I'm like,
yeah. They'll be like, we should be friends. I'm like, totally. Let's hang out next week.
I'm like, friendship is a commitment.
That commitment doesn't scare me. So, all right. So HLCBOS. I don't know how you will say that. I'm skipping that one until a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
What is HLCBOS? Is that how you will say it? Okay, HLCBOS. Any first impressions of each other? How do they compare to now?
That's a great question.
First impression. Oh, hello.
Hi, baby.
There we go. All right.
That's interesting because at that time I was singing on the praise team at church at Sherwood Oaks.
Oh yeah.
So I think you maybe saw me up there and kind of had an idea of who I was. And I know I've seen her. I had seen her. Because actually, the first time that we ever spoke was at the Y.
Yeah.
And we just had, this conversation. I don't know even how it... I think it was
we were walking, I was already there, she was already there. I don't know how, and it was like, hey, you
go to church, don't you?
Because then you started going to, you came a couple times to Bible study.
Okay, I did come to, one of the... It was like a college Bible study.
Yeah, something like that, and I think I saw you there, because that's when you went with Emmanuel and your sister.
Eva.
And it was one of the first times that I saw her was at a Bible study, but we didn't really talk or anything. She just came with two other people, and he's blocking the mic.
Look at his little face. He's so cute. There you go. There you are. Where is he so cute?
So I think that was when we actually maybe made eye contact of knowing who who each was, and then at the Y we saw, and maybe it was a little after that we were whatever.
And I'm like, do you like to rollerblade? And you're like, yeah. So then I ended up and that was it.
And she actually asked me to go rollerblading with her.
Because I had, at that time, I was kind of fresh with my relationship with the Lord. I mean, I really turned my life over to the Lord probably in 2001 or 2. So, I don't know what year, 2006?
Yeah, that's when we met.
So I had been really growing a lot in those years. And I had been praying for godly friendships. And it literally felt like it took forever for the Lord to answer that prayer. So when I saw her and I knew that she loved the Lord, and I don't know, after we had that conversation at the Y, I went home and I just felt I felt like the Lord was telling me to reach out to her. So I ended up finding her on Facebook, and then I asked her if she wanted to go rollerblading. And then we ended up we started by rollerblading, meeting at
we met at the
Clear Creek Trail.
We didn't even pick each other up. We just met there.
We just met there.
Rollerbladed, and then we each went our separate ways.
And that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, and then we did share the liking of working out, because then we will go to the Y, and we did the boot camps, and we did the cycling at freaking 5 in the morning, because this one wakes up at that time and is excited about it. I got up and did it, not with the same emotion that she did, but I was there. But we did that. We did some other classes.
We did a lot.
And then we'll go and just exercise.
Then we started hanging out.
Yeah, and then she started cooking for me. Way to my heart.
But I would think my first impression,
if I can be honest, my first impression of her, I thought she was a little stuck up.
Really?
But it was because she was shy. She didn't say anything.
I was really
Which shy. I get that a lot from people too. People sometimes, if I'm not feeling, they're like, oh, who she thinks she is. Yeah. But that's how she came with 2 of her close friends at the time. So they were kind of like, they kind of stayed together.
Yeah.
So it was, and the rest of us were trying to like, be like,
because
hey,
her group of friends have been friends since
high school.
They were birthed.
Well,
so it's like,
yeah.
I didn't feel like, I felt like we were just outsiders.
So we were just kind of like, okay, you sing in the choir, or big deal.
Like, you think you're so cool.
Yeah, you're so cool because you can sing. I can sing, yeah, well, but I can sing, But that was my first impression. But now, going to the question that you said, how do they compare to now? Now I just know that is just, she's just an introvert, and it's just not, she's not one to walk in a room with new people and just want to be the center of attention, or like, hey, So that's how it compares for me. So
I don't think I would say my first impression kind of rang true. I feel like we've been through so much and we've grown so much. So like we've been through a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like what I thought, the kind of friend that I thought you would be, you are.
That's nice.
Just took a while to get there. I'm just kidding.
Obviously, she loved me from the beginning. I didn't, apparently. Okay, so Jessica Renee, 83. What is your favorite memory together? There's several questions.
Oh, gosh.
Favorite?
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii, for sure. Hawaii.
That
was the best trip
ever.
Baby, you gotta like...
Hi, boo-boo. You want to snuggle?
I'm not sure how I want to snuggle. Yeah, Hawaii, definitely best memory. It was probably my best vacation this far. Yeah, definitely. Have you ever had a major conflict in your friendship, and how did you work through it? Yes, we have. I mean, not conflict per se. Not like I hate you.
Right.
I don't. We just both.
I think it was just differences of perspective.
Yeah.
But I think that we kind of grew. I feel like the first time that I ever spoke up was that's super loud.
Sorry, my air conditioning is so loud, and so I don't understand.
He likes looking at himself.
He's like, who's that handsome? That's you.
I think the first time that I ever kind of was like, look, dude, you need to just support me, regardless of whether you believe in it or not. Was
yeah.
And I don't remember how it even came up, but I just felt like I couldn't really talk to you about it. Yeah, you guys don't know that story yet.
Yeah.
We're not ready for that one yet.
But I will say that one, but we just work it through it. Like, she was just like, you don't have to understand it. You just have to know that that's how I feel. And it was kind of like, that's fair. So, I mean, we usually just talk it out. Like,
he sees himself.
Yeah. That's you.
That's you, handsome.
Hey,
Nessie.
It's you, baby. It's you. You're that handsome dog up there. Is your makeup not good? Like,
oh, it's okay, boobies. It's you.
Okay. So that's how we made it through. We just talked. And eventually just...
Yeah. And we're good at, being like, okay, I just think differently than you, and I just need to support you regardless of whether I understand it or agree or whatever. Like, I need to love you enough to support you through it.
Because we don't see things on the same... Hey! Enough.
So, yeah. That's that. If you hear growling in the background, he thinks that there's another dog on the screen. We can see the screen.
He thinks I'm cheating on him.
Yeah.
With another dog. It's the same guy. You know what? You want a saltine? And then one more question in the same question. What would y'all put on your road trip playlist?
I don't listen to a lot of music. I don't listen to a lot of secular music. So whatever she puts on is fine. I listen to mostly worship music if I listen to anything at all. So...
Yeah, I get down and dirty with the world.
Yeah, she's... I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I listen to some secular music sometimes, but most of the time I'm just not in the mood to listen to anything but worship. I'm really sensitive to music. I don't know why.
I hear you like reggaeton.
Listen, okay, so when I work out, the reason why I listen to reggaeton is because I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know what they're saying because I know it's dirty, but I can't understand it. So it's like, I don't want to hear that garbage. I'd rather just listen to I like the way it sounds. And like, I genuinely can say, I'm just listening to it for the music, not for the words. I don't know what y'all saying.
Nesiembo. You're pretty. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. What do you admire most about each other?
I admire her strength. Like I said, this girl's been through so freaking much, but she can just literally push through and get the job that needs to be done. And like, I really admire that.
Strength. The thing that I admire the most about Shanna is she has a very generous heart. I think that, like I said before, I'm pretty like cut and dry. Like, I can only take so much, but she really has she really, for the most part, gives people the benefit of the doubt, and wanting to be there for them, or even if they haven't really been there for her. I don't have that strength. I will give, but I also push or pull myself back when I don't feel like it's the same. And not that it should be that you do something expecting anything, but at some point, like after trying, I'm like, no. But that I do admire of her. She doesn't give up on people when she lets them in. Right. She doesn't give up on people that quick. So that's something. What does Andrea do for work? You don't have to be super specific. Just curious. Oh, Ceci 1121. I don't care. I am a mental health therapist, so I'm a counselor. And yeah, that answers your question. I'm
one of her patients.
Pro bono. But yeah, that's what I do for work. I've been doing therapy for about 10 years, and I enjoy it. It's draining at times, and I don't know that I want to do that for the rest of my life, but I'm not to the point of burnout yet. So in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what else I would like to do. But that's what I do, and I'm actually pretty decent at it. So that's
she
what I do. She gives me
the best advice.
Oh, we kind of answered this. Naturally, Net. What quality of Shanna's would you like to have, and vice versa? We kind of answered that. Yeah. Linda Elton 5. How long have you known each other, and how did you meet? We sort of answered how we met, and we met back in 2006. Yeah. So we have about 14 years of friendship.
Goodness. That's crazy. It's been that long.
Mommy Moore 94. Do you think Shanna is good with kids? No. I'm kidding. She's actually really great with kids. She has a lot more patience.
I actually do it because honestly, what you guys see in the vlogs, like when Easton, like there were a couple times where Easton was on the vlog and he had a little toot, but you have to understand like where it's coming from. Like I'm more patient with kids when I understand that they're kind of responding out of emotion. Like he was sad he had to go home, so he kind of had a little attitude that day. So I'm not gonna yell at him for feeling, I mean, he knows not to disrespect me, but he'll be a little snippy and try to get away with stuff.
Again, what you see in camera
Exactly.
is like a glimpse. So stop
glimpse.
judging.
But
you don't know the whole story.
You don't know the whole story. And like people are like, you need to go, you need to be firmer. He's disrespecting you. And he's not, he knows better. Like me and Ice have a real, like even today.
They really do.
It's
He called her just randomly to tell him about the vacation he's in. Like, and they talked for like 20 minutes.
You're so sweet.
And so it's like, stop.
Just,
Stop. Like, if she was to reprimand him in camera, you guys will cry about that. She doesn't, you guys cry. Like, no. If your parents out there, you should know better. But, so no, she's great with kids. She has a lot of patience with kids. I have a lot of patience with adults. Kids is a different thing. I'm like, no.
Although I will say that she might not have patience with kids that are not hers, but when she has kids, she's going to be a phenomenal mother. Like, messy? I know he's not a human, but he might as well be. Like, this dog is so well, like, she is so, like, you're really patient in a lot of ways that you don't even really give yourself credit for. If you had your own kids, because you can't reprimand other people's kids necessarily.
That's true.
So, like, she's so, you're going to be the freaking most amazing mom.
Well, that's good to know. We'll see if that happens, guys. Faiza, how do you maintain your friendship? We kind of talked about that. Crucian Latina, how does Andrea feel about your relationship? I have never, in the 14 years, this is the healthiest relationship that she's ever been in. I haven't met Mr. Bumble, as I call him, yet. Like, personally, I have talked to him over FaceTime and stuff, but he is pretty great based on what I've seen and what I hear. You know, like Shanna says, she is a little bit more emotional than most. So he's very good at understanding that, and I think that's been a big issue in past relationships for guys to be able to meet her where she needs them emotionally, and Travis has done that and many other things, like just like the way that he treats her and yeah, I think I'm happy about these relationships. So Travis, if you're watching you. Feels with Sam, you're asking what is your favorite characteristic about each other. We sort of answer that. Sage and Saffron.
Yeah, Sage and Saffron.
Sage and Saffron. Where is Andrea's couch from? Well, actually, I bought these on Wayfair before they were sending kids with it. I'm kidding. I don't know if that's true.
Did you guys hear about that? If you've heard about that, let me know in the comments. The whole Wayfair and child human trafficking.
There is something going with Wayfair that they are like some things that you buy come with a kid, and I don't know.
Well, not even. I think it's like you can buy.
I don't even know.
Like, because the items are so expensive and they're named like children name, or not children name, but a person name.
Yeah.
So it was just been really sketchy. So I don't know if it's true or not, but how crazy is that?
I bought it at Wayfair, did not get any extra with it.
Gosh,
and
crazy.
I will say, I know that you said I'm on the hunt for one that color. This actually is no longer available on Wayfair. I got the last one because when they sent me, one of the couches was a little bit different color, and when I wanted them to change it, they were like, oh, we don't make them anymore, so what you got. But they were really good at like giving me some money back or whatever for the couch, because the difference is like very minimal, but that's how I know that they don't make them anymore, because that's what they told me. That's what they couldn't replace it, because it's an old style, I guess, and it is comfortable. I like it. So, alrighty. So here we're gonna start with a little juicy one. Candace LF. Are Andrea and her hubby still together? So,
First of all, thank you for not assuming.
yeah, first of all, thank you for not assuming that we are divorcing or that, whatever it is, as other questions have been. And the only reason why I'm answering any of these questions, because I know that you guys have asked these questions in previous videos and stuff. Sometimes I read comments, not all the time though, but I've seen some of the comments, and you guys are funny at times. Like, there's other comments here that I'll get to, but thank you for not assuming. But am I still together with my husband? No, we're not. We are no longer together. We did go through a divorce, and it was finalized earlier this year. And I just wanted to say that because you guys have seen him before, and so it was kind of random that all of a sudden, like, he was just nowhere to be around. But what I do want to say, because there was another question down here, how is Andrea handling her divorce? How did you know I went through a divorce? Like, we can't assume things. My husband was in the military. What if he was deployed? What if he passed away? There are so many sensitive things. You can't just assume that automatically. What if we were just separated? Heck, what if we were in an open relationship? There's so many things. Yeah. You just cannot assume. Yes, in this case, it was a correct assumption because we did get divorced. But that's not, you can't just assume. There was another one that, that's the one. How are you handling the divorce? Like, I'm only answering this because you have seen him, and I don't have to give details of anything. But we did divorce. Our divorce was final earlier, back in January. And divorce is just, I'm very private. I'm a very, very private person. Even though I let people in, I don't open myself up completely to people, like, unless that I truly, truly trust you. So I don't talk about it. But yeah, we're no longer together. We are, we're in good terms. We're not, I hate you. We're just probably better off separated than we were together. We had great times. I will always have love and respect for him. He was a big part of my journey, and he was my first husband. Whatever happened, he will still have that place forever. So I care about him deeply. I know that he cares about me deeply. We were just not meeting each other's needs, and that's okay. Divorce in itself, whether it's amicable or not, which our divorce was very amicable, it still hurts. And if you've been through a divorce or you're going through a divorce, I feel for you, and I pray that you get through it, because no matter how it is, it's a very, very painful experience. And that's really all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, we're not together anymore, but I wish nothing but the best for him, just like I know he wishes nothing but the best for me. So, Casa de Ana, waving to you both. Andrea looks great, thank you. Does she have exercise plan or food diet she follows? I do watch what I eat. I don't eat a whole lot, not because I try to starve myself. I don't eat if I'm not hungry type of thing. I did lose a lot of weight through my divorce, so that was a blessing in a way.
I call that the divorce diet.
Yeah, so it was a divorce diet. I did lose quite a few pounds with that. And before I got married, I was in pretty good shape. Like, while I was married, that's the biggest I've ever been. And so post divorce, I think I'm almost back to what I used to be, but I don't really have any particular diet. If I want something, most likely I eat it. Like, I don't really pride myself from things. I don't overdo it, and I don't do it every day. And I try to stay active when I feel motivated. I do like to run, and I like boxing, kickboxing a lot. So I'm looking actually right now for a gym or somewhere that I can do that, because that really helps me de-stress. So, but nothing in particular where like I only eat 4 almonds or anything like that. I've never been that kind of person. So yeah, it's just watching, like if I'm full, I'm full. Like I don't force food down my throat. I guess, I don't know. So, and I think that's all the questions from Instagram. No, there was one right here. BFF 1965. How long was Andrea married, and how is she since and during her divorce? We were together for 6 years, married for 4, and I'm doing okay for the most part. I have my days where I don't, and the pandemic has not been very helpful with that, as I'm sure a lot of you have experienced, but I'm pushing through, and it's one day at a time. That's all I tell myself. I can't worry about tomorrow, because I just gotta focus on today and get what I need to do today.
All right, now for YouTube questions, which I'm assuming they'll probably be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
NM says, why do you have so much spam on your Instagram comments? Do you think all the back-to-back giveaways have just led to attracting more bot accounts as opposed to genuine followers? I do hope you haven't felt pressure to purchase followers. A smaller following with genuine engagement is far better than looking like you have a big following. I know, right?
Oh, you guys!
Right.
God.
No, I have not bought any followers. I work hard on my Instagram, and I participate in the giveaways because I like giving back, and that's one of the biggest things for me. I really wanted to be a little bit more intentional about giving back to you guys, because I really do appreciate you guys. I have developed, forms of relationships with some of you guys where we communicate, and I just really appreciate all of you. So bots just come. Like it happens to everybody's account if you are an influencer. So it's just part of it. So no, my followers are very real. I have not paid for any of them. Okay, Altrina Allen. Shanna, you always amaze me all the time. Your personality is so beautiful, and I hope that your daddy will be all right. He's gonna be all right in God's name. Thank you. Gosh, see, you guys that say these types of things, like, you guys are why I do YouTube. I just really appreciate you guys so much. Okay, Ashley Davis, you say Andrea isn't married anymore, right? I'm glad you didn't just assume that you asked. So thank you again for that.
And no, she's not.
No, she's not. Teresa Flowers, love you, Shanna. Keep up being you, girl. I'm glad your family's doing well, and yes, God is certainly in control. Oh, I love you, and Andrea's piercing is also very cute.
Oh yeah, look, my ear's red right now.
It's very
a little
red.
Itchy, but I think that's just the healing process.
Yeah, I feel like cartilage here
heals
differently than these.
Probably. Because you didn't see anything. I had her check
No,
my
everything
ear
is
the other
fine.
day.
And I have all, like, my ears are pierced all the way up to the top. And I've had, like, a lot of itchiness when mine were healing.
I mean, they're not, like, they just itch. It just itches.
It
but
looks
it
really
looks
cute,
how
though.
cute that looks.
It does look cute.
Yeah, it hurt. Just so you all know.
Stacy, thank you for being in agreement with my dad's complete recovery. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for all the well wishes for my dad. Everybody who wished him well, I appreciate it. That means a lot to me to have these prayer warriors praying for him. That means so much. So thank you. Oh, thanks. It says there's been a lot of changes in Shanna's life these past several months, but the one thing that has remained the same throughout the years is Andrea. She's been real from day one, and I love it. Believing for complete healing for your dad. Thank you, F Doctor. You're a real one. And she is.
I am the real one.
She
I'm
is.
the real deal.
She's the real deal. She is. Annie Banana. I love that name. My question is, did you and Andrea ever live closer together, or were you always separated by so much geography? Okay. Yes, we used to live in Bloomington together. That's actually
in the same city. That's how we met, actually. And for a few years. I mean, for a little while. Then you moved to Indy.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we moved the same year.
That's true. Yeah,
so
you
in
moved
2013,
to Indy, and I moved to
she
Arizona.
graduated her master's program, and
No,
you got
2012, but I had a job offer in 2013.
Okay, yeah, and then we both kind of. I moved. I think I might have moved first.
I think you moved first because you
Indy.
came back to Bloomington, and we had dinner to say goodbye. But you had already, you had already moved to Indy, like a little bit there.
Yeah. So, and then your other question was also, would either of you ever move to be closer to one another? Yes. I think that it depends on where. Like, I wouldn't want, I don't want to stay in Indiana. So
I don't want to go back to Indiana.
And I totally get that. Like, I wouldn't want to move back to somewhere I've lived. Like, I would never want to move back to Chicago. Like, Chicago's a great city, but I don't want to go backwards in life. I grew up there. If I were to leave Indiana, I would not want to come back to Indiana. I would move here to Colorado in a second.
I love it here.
It is so beautiful.
I've lived in Arizona. I lived in Indiana, Arizona, North Carolina, and Colorado, and I can say that Colorado just feels like every time I feel like thinking about moving, even if it's not to Indiana, but to any other state, because I tried to move to Florida last year, but it really makes me sad to leave, and so every time I think about staying, I feel like, oh. Okay.
And I understand why. It is beautiful.
It's really beautiful here.
Like, beautiful and
so
peaceful.
My heart will always have a little piece of Indiana, but I don't. Never say never, but I don't see myself going back to live there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want her to, because I don't want her to move back and then I'm like, I'm out this piece. Yeah. I'm leaving Indiana.
I'm going to Colorado. You really are? Okay. You're signing your lease for another year.
I am not staying in Indiana forever.
So.
Okay. NM again asks another question. Do you see yourself getting pregnant by Travis in the next year? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen in the next year. We've been together now.
You don't know what's going to happen next week.
For what, 7 months?
Yeah, since December. 7 months, and it's actually been long and healthy.
It's been super healthy and super awesome, and I definitely feel 1,000,000% at peace with the thought of having children with him. It's just going to be in God's time. I don't feel like either one of us are really
in a rush.
We're not in a rush. We want to be married first. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely want to be married first. Mala Tate, thank you so much for your comment. You just say, also treat YouTube for what it is, social media. Although he loves seeing you on a regular basis, you have to put your mental health and family first. Thank you for that. Like, really. Boo-boo.
Okay.
What are you looking at, though?
You're not even there.
Nedra English. Get some Epsom salt rub gel with aloe vera or arnicare. Rub it on your ankle for swelling. Were you ever able to see your doctor after you twisted your ankle? No, I don't go to the doctor for every little thing. Like, I feel like people run to the doctor for literally everything. And it's like, one, I don't have insurance. And I just refuse to pay for it. I think it's absolute scam. It is such a scam. And like, honestly, I go to the doctor for my checkups. I make sure that I'm healthy, take care of things downstairs, do all the things that you're supposed to be doing to just maintain. But if I have a cough or I sprain my ankle or something, I'm not going to go to the doctor, because all he's going to tell me is what I already know. Like, keep your foot elevated. And, Travis, he played basketball, so he told me what I need to do because he sprained his ankle so many times. It's fine. Like, my ankle still hurts sometimes. It still swells sometimes, but
it's not as bad. And
it's not as bad, but it goes up. Like, when I work at the salon and stand all day, it gets swollen, whatever. But it's just one of those things. It just takes time to heal, and it's like I can do the Epsom salt bath. Like, doing natural remedies, absolutely. Like, Epsom salt all the way. Somebody suggested turmeric. I will be doing that. Things like that. I'm all about, but I'm not going to go to the doctor for every little thing. Like, it's not that deep, and I'm not spending that money. Like, it's pointless. Like, God is my doctor. Y'all want to talk Jesus? Like, stop relying on doctors so much for everything. Like, God can heal you, and you don't need to run to a doctor every single time you have a cough. Like, it's ridiculous. So, to answer your question, No, I didn't see my doctor, but I am taking care of it, and it's healing. It's just taking a little bit of time. Hey Shanna, this is Talisha's Life. First off, I love your channel. Thank you so much. My question is, would you consider turning your channel into a couples/family channel since you and Travis are pretty serious in a relationship? I would. Like, I think that would be fun. I don't know if he's really into it. Like, I don't know that he would really want to commit to it like that. Like, he's cool with being in it, but it's definitely something that I would discuss after we get engaged. Like, that's not something that I would really... Not that I wouldn't want him to vlog regularly, but I think that I would rather just wait until we get engaged and then seriously consider that. Also, prayers to your family. Thank you very much. Taka Boom's room, my girl. Some of y'all in this comment are miserable. Stop projecting on this lady. Stop the negativity. Stop writing condescending comments. Y'all are not praying for her. Y'all are praying on her.
Pray for you guys.
Yes, girl. Yes. Preach it. Chantel goes, be blocked and be blessed. Yes, I'm going to use that. Ruby Cofield, what happened to Andrea's husband? We answered that. Did she have a baby? Didn't she have a baby? Apologies if I'm mistaken about this.
I was just fat.
And she has a dog.
I have a puppy, but we never had kids.
Yeah. I don't have any questions, but I do want to remind you the Bible says to owe no man anything but love. Negativity will always be present itself. It's a part of life. Just maintain your image as unto the Lord and love people past their faults. That's from GZTV. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. I actually really appreciate that. Laura F. Sorry, I'm missing the humor, but you need to see a physician like ASAP. It appears you have edema. It could be due to a malfunctioning kidney, out of control diabetes, or a circulatory issue.
Nope. Just a twist ankle.
I have a twisted ankle. I started my period that day, and I flew that day. And the altitude.
Yeah.
So all those factors... Get all the information, folks. All the information.
It's not as bad.
It's not as bad.
I was picking on her because it was just funny to me because that's what I do.
I mean, the swelling was really bad. My whole body swelled.
But yeah, her whole body, like, it has like shrink since she's been here. But the first couple of days, I was like, get yourself like upside down somehow. Let that blood flow, like let it go. Because she like had her feet up and it was helping. I was like, okay, now just do a handstand or something and get that blood.
That's so funny. Lydia 58K asks, how and when did you meet? We answered that. But I just wanted to acknowledge you. Lisa C. Hi, Shanna. It's your November sister here. Hey, girl. Glad you're back. Thank you. Glad you took a break. Whatever makes you feel better, babe. Just do that. Thank you. My Q&A for you and your BFF, Andrea, who I think is awesome and wish she could be in more of your vlogs.
I like you.
I wish she could too. Is, has she met Travis and what does she think of him? Love you.
I kind of answer that. I haven't met him face to face. I have chatted with him over a video call whenever they talk. And he's really funny. I like him. I mean, yeah, I like him. I think it's a good relationship, so.
Claudia Aloho. Hey, Shanna, where did you get your water bottle? My water bottle will be linked in my Amazon favorites. I will put a link in the description box, hopefully I remember, for that water bottle so you can click on it and go straight to it. But it is the best. It is a gallon jug with a straw.
Yes. Yes.
I had been looking for one of those forever, but I love that thing. So I got it on Amazon. Like I said, I'll link it in the description. Deedreege, praying for your day. Cherish every moment you have with him. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you find that when you are in a relationship that you lose yourself and just focus on your partner, i.e. work, eating, healthy exercise, and your goals? Actually, I mean, I feel like that's normal to kind of like focus more on a relationship when you first meet somebody. But honestly, like, Travis drives me. Like, he drives me. And I've done so so much, like with my businesses, and I pretty much I try to stay on top of things. Like I'll take a break from social media because social media can be incredibly draining on your mental health sometimes. But with other things, I really feel like I have really kind of turned it up a notch since being with him. He really just motivates me. He's just so great. So in general, with the eating and exercise, however,
The man likes to cook.
The man likes to cook, and he is so good at it. So actually, when I met him, I was in like really good shape. Like I was really starting to like get to a point to where I was like, yes, this is it. But then I met him, and he started cooking all this good food, and I'm like, he's just so good at it. So I stopped tracking my macros once we kind of started seeing each other on a regular basis. We saw each other every day. We literally see each other almost every day since, unless I'm out of town. But I stopped tracking my food because like I'm the kind of person, I stop eating at like 7:30 typically. But if he comes home late and then cooks a meal that smells so good, I can't.
It's hard. That's how I gained weight. I was like on an awesome shape when my ex-husband met me. I was like, and then his schedule
he was a good cook too.
Oh, he was a good cook. And his schedule was just so crazy in the Army that, I never will eat past like 6 or 7, but then he'll be like on duty or something, like, and come home at like 9 or 10, and then you're like, I'm hungry, and he'll make like these different snacks and it's just hard.
It's hard, and I want to eat with him. Like I would wait until he got home to eat at first because like I wanted to be able to share a meal with him, and so yeah, I would say with the healthy eating that usually slips to the wayside. With the exercise, I actually stayed going to the gym up until the gyms closed for COVID. That's when the weight really piled on. When Ison's with us, we cook a lot, and I was baking cakes and like doing all this stuff, and we just... And I wasn't working out because sometimes working out from home, especially like with Ison in the living room, like he sleeps in the couch bed in the living room, so like I'm not gonna get up early and ask Ison to get out of bed so that I can work out. Like I'm not gonna do that. So it's just been challenging, but we're actually getting back on track.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Weight fluctuates, and it's okay. And we're both actually on a page now where we both really want to lose, because he's gained a lot of weight too, so we want to both lose weight. So we're being a lot more strict with our I'm tracking again, and he's being more mindful too, so yeah. And is Andrea still married? We answered that. If that's too personal, I respect that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Where do you both see yourselves in 5 years?
Girl, I don't even know where I'm going to be in 5 minutes.
We're going to be right here watching Lifetime movies. That's what we're going
to
Listen. In 5 minutes, okay?
In 5 years, I kind of stopped making plans for my life because things happen. I have ideas and goals that I would like to achieve, but in 5 years, I really don't know. I want God to take me where He wants to take me. I'm hoping that I continue to grow professionally. I'm really close to be double licensed, so I can be independently licensed. I would like to own my home, like a house. Although living in an apartment, I don't mind because I don't have to worry about it. If anything breaks, I don't have to fix it. So I'm not completely against it, but I think that I'm at an age in my life where I would like to own my home. And I don't know. I mean, just be comfortably travel. I want to travel a lot. I think that that's the best money spent and the best memories made.
We will be going to Greece.
That is my dream. To go there, and we will be going. I don't know if in the next 5 years, hopefully.
Oh God, that's crazy to think.
Especially with the pandemic, I don't know when things are going to, but I'm definitely those are goals that I have. Now, God is He decides, so who knows? I don't know.
For me, 5 years, I definitely would love. Well, if Travis don't propose in 5 years, we gonna have problems. Okay, I'm not waiting no 5 years. Look,
don't worry, I'll give him a hint.
Right. I would like to have kids. We'll definitely own a home. That's no question. I would love to have kids. I'm at a point now where I really want to have kids. Obviously, God's timing is perfect, but my uterus is beginning to shrivel. So
Aww.
time is of the essence.
It's okay, little buddy.
Time is of the essence, but God is in control. So professionally, I would like to be working from home full time in 5 years. I'd love my boutique to be like really just running smoothly. It's been a challenge. It's a big project. It is very time consuming, and it is a big project, and it's been a learning experience for me. So it's something that in 5 years I better have it under control. But I'm working on it. I've learned so much. And so I want to continue growing in all these areas. I started my blog, and I really want that to get up and running. And I really would just like to be working from home full time, so that when I do have children, I can stay home.
I don't want to work from home.
Yeah, she's working from home right now.
I don't. I need people. I'm a lot more extrovert than I thought I was.
At least you know that now.
Yes. So,
and I definitely want
and I will say this, because I have a feeling that you guys are probably going to ask, so I'm just going to go ahead and beat you guys to the punch. I'm sure that you guys are like, are you open to get married again and love, and don't you see yourself in 5 years? At this point in my life, I don't care if I ever get married again. That doesn't mean that I'm not open to love. I don't need a paper to make me commitment. I'm a one-man type of girl, and honestly, if I can be honest, which I can, and you guys have no place to criticize me, which is okay if you do, but at this point in time, I don't have to sign a paper. I will live with a person, and I will form a home, and if it's really that important to him, I may consider it. But to me, the actual license of marriage is just a paper. That does not make your marriage work or not work. So I'm not close to love. I'm not pursuing it like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have, I miss it at times, obviously, like the companionship and things like that, but I'm really enjoying my freedom and my, meeting people and going out and doing things whenever I want, whatever I want. Not that he was ever controlling in that sense. I could have if I wanted to. So I don't want you guys to be like, oh, that's why they got divorced. He was controlling. No,
yeah, not at all.
He was not at all. He actually was very go with the flow. So, but it's just I'm in a different stage of my life. So if it comes in the next 5 years, great. If it doesn't, that's great.
Divorce changes you. Divorce will change your perspective. Especially when it's fresh like that. The thought of getting married and being in a bad situation again, you'd rather be single for the rest of your life with no chance of love. If you had to choose one over the other, you would rather be alone for the rest of your life than be in a marriage that you don't belong in. It's awful. So when you get divorced, it's love is not even, it's just not a priority.
I just rather have a breakup because it'll still hurt. But a divorce is just different. It's just that saying divorce is just, there's something about it. I don't know what it is. Is it still a breakup or whatever? And like I said, our divorce was very amicable. It was not anything I am very blessed. I'm very grateful to him. We did not fight at all. And in that, it was I think it was definitely sad for the both of us, and we both show it differently. And so, and that's okay. But as far as like needing to have that, I don't. I'm completely okay with forming a life with a partner and be a life partner than anything else. So I know you guys were probably going to ask that. So, and kids, I would love to have kids, but I also have made peace with the idea that I may not. And I have a wonderful niece and nephew who I adore and I can spoil and I can give back at the end of the day so that I can sleep through the night. So I'm good with that.
No joke. Okay, Love Life 08. Is Andrea doing online dating or would she do it? What's her advice? Okay, so are you doing or would you do online dating?
Yeah, I will do it. I mean, I'm doing it, but like I said, not because I'm like, I want to find the love of my life. I'm just doing it honestly.
Because she knows she needs to allow herself to
have
open.
Some distraction. Yeah, that's actually a lot. That's very outside of my comfort zone. I'm very, and I should say this too, because I know that sometimes she tags me on things. And you guys are so sweet, and I really appreciate that you guys send me friend requests and like you want to follow me, and you've been denied. But I'm very reserved, and I'm very like picky. I don't care to have 10,000 followers. If I have 5 and 5 is good enough for me, like I'm very protective of my social media. I don't post a lot. Like it's not like I'm on it all the time. But so if you have requested me and I have denied, it's not you, it's me. It really is. So anything outside of that, so online dating is that kind of thing where I'm like, you know, so I'm just putting myself out there again to get the sense of like what I want and what I will not take, like just that. But I'm honestly not thinking this is the man I'm going to talk to or this is it, you know, like I'm not. So yeah, I will do online dating. I'm actually sort of doing it. I'm not very consistent, but
it's okay though. And your other question was, what's her advice as you navigate your new relationship?
Again, do you, boo-boo. Do you. Because opinions are like a-holes. Everybody has one. Doesn't mean you have to do it. So I don't think she owes anybody any explanation of how she does life. As long as it works out for her and Travis, that's all that matters, because they're in the relationship. Nobody else is.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Woodsmoke.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble, I think.
I'm going to need you to take a stadium of seats. Because you are literally the absolute biggest asshole. Like, for real.
What did he say?
He said, maybe it's just me, but the minute she starts shacking up with old boys, she start falling off. Shawnee used to be banging. I hope she gets back on track with her life.
You love to tap this. She's still banging, honey. She's still banging.
Ew.
So, you're just a jelly belly. And that's okay. You'll find someone. You will.
One day.
Try online dating. I am. Just advice.
Miss S says, waiting for the judgment. You know it's coming. That's funny.
But here I am to tell you guys otherwise. Because I don't have a channel. And I don't care if you criticize me. What you see is what you get. And I'm okay with that.
Paige Moore, did you go there to get away from Travis and Easton?
Oh my God.
No!
She came because she misses me.
I came because she's my best friend and like time apart is healthy. And this was like really the best time for me to come visit because we're about to go on another lockdown and this is pretty much the only chance. Plus, Travis actually had to go out of town for part of this trip anyway. So it worked out that I was, and Easton is on a trip. We're all three of us right now are out of town. So even if I was, it worked out really well. But I hate leaving Travis. Like I wanted him to come. Like at one point I was like, let's go to let's drive. Since we can't fly, let's drive to Colorado. But it's hard for him to take really long road trips because his knees and whatever.
And it is long, guys.
It is really long.
I drove to Indiana back in June.
Yeah, 16 hours.
Well,
depending on how fast you drive.
On the way there, 13 and a half.
Dang, girl. Okay.
On the way back, it was 16.
And we probably would make it have been a really good time if I did go with Travis because he would probably drive really fast. But no, like I love being with Travis and Easton. Like they are diamonds in my life. They are gems. They are sprinkles on my already amazingly frosted and decorated cake. Like they are, I would say icing on the cake, but my life is already iced.
Why do you have to compare it to food?
Because I love food.
That is true. She does love food.
I love being with them. And honestly, when Easton is not there with us, like I miss him. Like I love being with Travis. Just the two of us, I think that time is important too. But I love having Easton with us. Like it is, I just love them. So no, I would never try to get away from them. But distance is healthy. Like it would be unhealthy if I wouldn't come because I don't want to separate from Travis. Like it's just, that's not healthy. He needs to be able to hang out with his boys. I need to be able to hang out with my girls. We can, hang out with each other's
singular
girl.
There is no plural.
But yeah, I would never plan a trip with intentions on getting away from them. Yeah. And that's it. We did it.
We did it. You guys have really good questions. Thank you for asking them. Thank you for those of you that, you're curious. I get it. And that's why I think now I'm ready. I was ready to talk because she wanted to do this.
Yeah, that's
Q&A.
why I never said anything. Like I never answered any of your questions about it because it's not my business to tell. I know how private she is. I would never say anything about it unless she asks me to. But like these are words that needed to come out of her mouth.
Yeah, and so we wanted to do this while, but I wasn't ready to answer those questions. Not that I gave you a lot of details anyways, but even to say, yes, I'm divorced, that is something that is starting to finally settle in. So, yeah, it's just one of the things. But thank you for all the questions and thank you for all the hate. Right back at you.
Thanks for the views.
Hey, yes. You hate all you want, but
really, it helps me anyway.
Really, it doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't.
So,
but thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, and help me to continue grow my family.
Bye guys. It was good seeing you.